Red things, little the spiky leaves, you know, there's a sharp spike. That's what you get at this time of year. They have it on the, on the holiday, Christmas time now.
On a donné une guirlande à Maharaj et il dit j'espérais avoir une guirlande avec.
I don't know if they do it in France, do it in England.
C'est comme ça que ça s'appelle, non?
Je ne sais pas.
Do we have a translation, baby language also?
Sudevi will do a direct translation.
Direct translation, okay.
Sudevi va faire la traduction pour les bébés dans la salle.
Be careful, she'll have you on the street on book distribution if you're not careful. Yeah. Well, what do you want me to talk on tonight?
It's you can choose whatever subject you wish to talk, Maharaj.
Really? Any topic whatsoever, like the weather,
the spiritual sky.
The latest news.
Spiritual news we
spiritual
like.
News. I don't know any spiritual news. All I'm thinking about is, bonjour monsieur, excusez-moi, ici, c'est un livre.
Quel sujet de quel sujet je parle, il dit, il n'y a qu'une chose à laquelle je pense, c'est « Excusez-moi monsieur, non merci ». Ce que disent les personnes dans la rue.
What do I think about? What is the difficulty?
Quelle est la difficulté?
Do you want to hear about what the difficulty is?
Est-ce que vous voulez entendre à propos de quelle est la difficulté?
Prabhupada said, what is the difficulty?
Prabhupada, c'est ce qu'il disait, quelle est la difficulté?
And let's see what Srutakirti Prabhu has to say about what is the difficulty.
On va voir ce que Srutakirti Prabhu a à dire à propos de qu'est-ce que la difficulté.
Open it. Got plastic on it. Srutakirti, if you don't know, was Srila Prabhupada's servant for many years.
Srutakirti Prabhu était le servant de Prabhupada pendant de nombreuses années.
He probably was Prabhupada's personal servant, period-wise, maybe longer than anyone.
C'est celui qui a servi le plus longtemps personnellement Prabhupada comme son serviteur.
Look at the cover. It's got a very special texture about it, isn't it?
La couverture du livre a une texture brillante.
I don't want to damage that texture. So he is very well known for his keeping Hariswari Prabhu kept a fabulous, you could say, historical and factual diary.
Hariswari Prabhu a transmis beaucoup de faits dans ses mémoires.
Srutakirti Prabhu more, you could say, incidences and particular, lessons to learn from various interactions that took place between him and Prabhupada.
Et Srutakirti, il a enregistré beaucoup d'incidents et de leçons qu'il a appris auprès de Prabhupada.
Let's see what Srila Prabhupada says here.
Voyons ce que Srila Prabhupada
dit. There's a good one. Prabhupada says, all right, do any damn thing you want. There you go.
All right, excuse me, I couldn't.
All right, do any damn thing you want.
Donc Prabhupada a dit...
you know this word, damn?
Yeah, it's kind of
like, it's not a swear word exactly, but it's a heavy word.
C'est heavy. Il a dit, ok, faites en somme, toutes les bêtises que vous... Faites toutes les bêtises que vous voulez.
They use the word for various reasons. Damned, when a person is damned, they're condemned. So.
On utilise le mot damn things en anglais.
Damn thing.
En
Anything,
français, je sais pas comment
nonsense, whatever you do it, what you
bêtises.
Is your problem. So this was in 1973 in Mumbai in India.
C'était en 1973 en Inde.
So Srutakirti says, besides getting ill whenever I traveled to India, cultural differences played a major part in my dislike of traveling to this very diverse part of the world.
Donc Srutakirti a dit, au-delà d'être malade partout où je voyage en Inde, culturellement, les différences culturelles ont joué une majeure partie de mes difficultés dans mes voyages dans ces diverses parties du monde.
I was not alone in my aversion to staying in India.
Mais je n'étais pas seul à avoir du mal à rester en Inde.
I witnessed many devotees coming to the Holy Land to leave a short time later.
J'ai rencontré beaucoup de dévots qui venaient en Inde et très peu de temps après, ils voulaient quitter le lieu sacré.
Their difficulties included poor health, lack of facility, personality conflicts with management and culture shock.
Les difficultés étaient diverses. Il y avait la maladie physique, il y avait le peu de facilité et il y avait le clash de personnalité.
I observed two of Srila Prabhupada's veteran disciples also facing their personal limitation in the Holy Land.
J'ai observé des disciples de Prabhupada vétérans qui aussi rencontraient des difficultés sur la terre sacrée.
Stories of fruitful preaching opportunities in the West seemed to call them back to the States.
Il semblait que les opportunités fructueuses de prêcher en Occident les rappelaient.
Preaching to potential life members seemed painfully slow in India.
Parce que prêcher à de potentiels life members, ça semblait tellement lent et pénible.
The Indians would tell us we were not telling them anything they did not already know.
Parce que les Indiens nous disaient « Ouais, vous ne nous racontez rien de nouveau sur ce que l'on sait déjà. »
You probably experienced that sometimes when confronting Indian people on the streets. I know all these things.
C'est ce qu'on rencontre souvent
I am having this book.
lorsqu'on rencontre des Indiens dans la rue. Ils nous disent « Moi, je connais
I know
déjà,
the gods. I worship the gods.
j'ai déjà ce livre. J'adore les dieux aussi.
I am not needing this.
Je n'ai pas besoin de ça. »
All kinds of different set answers they have.
Plein comme ça de réponses rapides.
After all, they grew up hearing about Krishna.
Parce que après tout, les Indiens ont grandi en entendant parler de Krishna.
Life members often said, "Oh yes, we know Krishna."
Les life members, les membres à vie, ils disaient souvent
Little
ah
tip
oui,
for you.
on sait, on connaît
Vasikananda
Krishna.
Prabhu, did you mention to me what Vaisheshika said? Was it you who said that? Tell us what he said.
Donc, qu'est-ce que Vaisheshika disait à propos?
You know, because Vaisheshika is, you may not know, but he's the world international book minister, and I don't know if he's official minister, he's like that, and he is probably the most inspiring devotee worldwide when it comes to encouraging devotees in the field of book distribution.
Vaisheshika Prabhu, c'est un des ministres mondiaux de la distribution de livres et c'est une des personnalités les plus inspirantes et engagées dans ce domaine-là.
And he's very experienced, and he personally still continues to distribute books.
Et il continue personnellement de distribuer des livres.
So what did he say?
Donc qu'est-ce qu'il disait à propos de ce sujet?
He said if he meets Indian people, he doesn't show them the book. He says, "You are knowing these things better than me, and your parents and your grandparents used to recite Bhagavad Gita to you when you were children, and we're trying to share this knowledge with other people, and if you could please give a donation to help us."
Donc Vaisheshika Prabhu, quand il rencontre des Indiens, il ne leur présente pas le livre. Il leur dit « Oh, vous connaissez certainement cette connaissance mieux que moi. Lorsque vous étiez jeune, vos parents vous ont parlé de la Bhagavad Gita, vous l'avez apprise. Nous essayons simplement de partager cette connaissance. Donc s'il vous plaît, voulez-vous bien nous aider avec une donation pour que l'on partage ces livres ?»
You don't show him the book, huh?
Mais il ne montrait pas les livres.
And then what does he do if they give a donation?
Then he gives them a couple of books as a gift, according to what they give.
Et donc, ce qui se passe, c'est que lorsque les Indiens font une petite donation, et bien à ce moment-là, Vaisheshika Prabhu, il leur partage les livres
Yes.
comme un cadeau.
And I say usually just, if you can read them, do what you like, or pass them on to a friend or somebody.
Et il leur dit, en fait, vous pouvez lire ces livres, vous pouvez les partager à un ami, etc.
We quite often try to engage them in distributing books to, people at work or family members or whatever like that.
Et il essaye de les engager, ces personnes de la vie active, à distribuer quelques livres.
Many times, Srila Prabhupada illustrated this point by saying it was as if we were Westerners. This doesn't make sense. Many times, Srila Prabhupada illustrated this point by saying it was as if we Westerners were 100 miles away from Krishna. Prabhupada pointed out that we Westerners were like 100 miles away from Krishna.
Donc Prabhupada, il illustrait ce point en illustrant, il dit, c'est comme si nous, les Occidentaux, nous étions des centaines de kilomètres loin de Krishna.
But now, under Prabhupada's guidance, we were heading toward the Lord.
Mais maintenant, grâce à la guidance de Prabhupada, les Occidentaux se rapprochaient du Seigneur.
The Indians were 10 miles from Krishna.
Mais les Indiens, eux, ils étaient simplement 10 kilomètres loin de Krishna. Pas si loin que ça, juste...
Miles.
That's
about 16 kilometers.
Oh,
We've got to get the right, not 10.
I cannot
16.
do live conversions.
16 kilometers away.
Donc 16 kilomètres. C'est comme
get it right, you know.
C'est comme si les Indiens, ils étaient simplement 16 kilomètres loin de Krishna.
But unfortunately, they're going away from him.
Bien qu'ils soient plus près de Krishna, malheureusement, ils s'éloignent.
You may be
de
closer, but you're going away.
Ils sont plus
You
près
may
de
be
lui,
further,
mais
but
ils
you're coming
s'éloignent.
towards. So if you
s'éloignent
carry
de
on like
Krishna.
that, you're going to cross over like that. Our problem was finding a way to turn them around so they could return back to Godhead.
Donc le problème maintenant, c'était de tourner les Indiens de nouveau sur la bonne route pour les ramener au Seigneur, à Dieu.
Sometimes it was anything but enlivening.
Et quelquefois, ce travail, c'était tout sauf inspirant.
Wasn't always so easy or enlivening to try to.
Et c'était pas facile. C'était pas, vraiment difficile de faire ça.
One day, a few disciples were in Srila Prabhupada's quarters, pleading with him to go back to the West. Not the Prabhupada. They were pleading on their own account to go back.
Et quelquefois, il y avait certains disciples qui allaient voir Prabhupada dans ces quartiers et ils les suppliaient de retourner en Occident.
One of them said to Prabhupada, "Prabhupada, we're just like businessmen. We're collecting money and making life members."
Et certains disciples disaient, mais Prabhupada, on est comme des businessmen maintenant. On récolte de l'argent et on fait des membres à vie.
In one sense, he was correct, but the difference was we were doing it for Srila Prabhupada and Krishna, not for our personal benefit.
Donc dans les sens, c'était juste, cette remarque. Mais la différence, c'est qu'ils faisaient ça pour Prabhupada et pour Krishna.
Personal profit, not benefit, personal profit.
Et oui, la différence, c'est qu'ils ne faisaient pas ça pour un profit personnel, mais ils faisaient ça pour Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada was sympathetic to their frustrations, but in a stern voice he told them.
Donc Prabhupada, il comprenait toutes ces frustrations de ses disciples, mais avec une voix grave, sterne, il disait.
Prabhupada said, but I want you to stay here. It is the spiritual master's desire that you stay here, so that is better.
Prabhupada disait, mais je veux que vous restiez ici. C'est le désir du maître spirituel que vous restiez ici. Alors c'est le meilleur.
Now they weren't ordinary devotees, they were sannyasis who were approaching Prabhupada, by the way.
It was sannyasi. Donc en général, c'était pas de simples disciples, c'était des sannyas qui allaient rencontrer Prabhupada.
And one of the sannyasis said, "Isn't it service to go to America and preach?"
Donc un sannyas est allé voir Prabhupada et il a dit, mais n'est-ce pas un service que de retourner aux États-Unis et de prêcher?
In America, the preaching is so much better.
Aux États-Unis, la prédication est tellement meilleure.
Srutakirti said, I was sitting off to the side, amazed at the intensity of my godbrothers.
Srutakirti témoigne, il dit, moi j'étais assis à côté et j'étais impressionné par l'intensité de mes frères en Dieu.
It was a rare sight. Srila Prabhupada's disciples seemed relentless. They were practically arguing with Prabhupada.
Parce que en fait, les disciples de Prabhupada, ils étaient presque en train d'argumenter contre Prabhupada.
The more they were determined to leave India, the more Srila Prabhupada was determined.
Le plus.
Hold on, I've not finished the sentence. Determined to have them stay in India.
Le plus les disciples étaient déterminés à quitter l'Inde, le plus Srila Prabhupada était déterminé à les faire rester.
It was evident that Srila Prabhupada considered the preaching work in India to be of the utmost importance.
C'était évident que Prabhupada considérait que la prédication en Inde était d'une importance capitale.
This was a lesson I learned on my first trip to India with my Guru Maharaj.
C'est la leçon, donc Srutakirti continue, c'est la leçon que j'ai apprise lors de mon premier voyage en Inde avec mon maître spirituel, mon Guru Maharaj.
Previously, in January of 1973, at Kartikeya Mahadevia's flat, that's the name of an Indian man they were staying at, a heated conversation took place between Srila Prabhupada and some of his disciples.
Donc, en janvier 1973, dans l'appartement de Kartikeya Mahadevia, il y a eu une conversation qui est devenue très agitée entre Srila Prabhupada et ses disciples.
The two sannyasis that had pleaded with Srila Prabhupada before were present again for this discussion as well.
Les deux sannyas qui avaient auparavant supplié Prabhupada étaient de nouveau présents lors de cette discussion.
It was amazing to witness Srila Prabhupada's determination, as well as his mastery in managing his young disciples in devotional service.
C'était passionnant de voir comment Srila Prabhupada manageait ses disciples.
Srila Prabhupada was outraged because he had received reports that life members were paying their money, but not getting the books they had been promised.
Prabhupada était enragé parce qu'il avait eu les retours que des membres à vie avaient payé de l'argent, mais ils n'avaient pas reçu les livres qui leur étaient dus.
The record keeping was not being done properly.
Donc le suivi n'était pas fait correctement.
Complaints from the life members were regularly coming in the mail to Srila Prabhupada.
Donc il y avait des complaintes des membres à vie qui étaient très souvent envoyées par lettre à Srila Prabhupada.
And Prabhupada said something very strong. He said, if you cannot manage properly, then we should just pack up and leave India.
Prabhupada a dit, si vous n'arrivez pas à manager tout ça correctement, alors on fait nos affaires et on quitte l'Inde.
This is not good, Prabhupada said. Everything must be done very carefully.
C'est pas bon, Srila Prabhupada a dit. Tout doit être fait avec beaucoup d'attention.
Everyone could understand how important it was to Srila Prabhupada that his transcendental literatures be distributed.
Tout le monde pouvait comprendre à quel point il était important pour Srila Prabhupada que sa littérature transcendantale soit distribuée.
Interesting because they're thinking business, life members, but Prabhupada's idea with the life membership program wasn't just to make a bit of money or to make some sympathizers, but it was also to distribute his books amongst them.
C'est intéressant parce que les disciples, ils ne voyaient que l'aspect de business, d'aller faire de l'argent avec des membres à vie, mais Prabhupada, il ne voyait pas ça pour faire de l'argent ou pour se faire des sympathisants, mais il voyait surtout ça comme un moyen de distribuer la littérature spirituelle.
And they were giving money and they were promised they'd get the books, but no books were coming.
Et donc, ils donnaient de l'argent, les membres à vie, on leur promettait de recevoir les livres, mais rien n'arrivait.
So Prabhupada was very upset.
Donc Prabhupada était très en colère.
Right? When you go Harinam Sankirtan, someone gives you a big donation, you have no books, how do you feel?
Donc imaginez que vous êtes en Sankirtan, que quelqu'un
Wish you had books, right?
que quelqu'un vous fait une belle donation et que vous ne lui donnez pas le livre.
Ultimately, we sincerely wanted to please His Divine Grace, despite any obstacles placed before us.
Nous voulions absolument faire plaisir à sa divine grâce, malgré tous les obstacles qui nous étaient présentés.
9 months later, Srila Prabhupada was again pleading with the same two senior sannyasis to remain in India.
9 mois plus tard, Srila Prabhupada était de nouveau en train d'argumenter avec ces deux mêmes sannyasis sur la question qu'il reste en Inde.
At this time, it was not going very well.
Donc à ce moment-là, ça n'allait plus très
Seeing
bien.
how upset Srila Prabhupada was, I was squirming in the corner of the room. That means he was like hiding in the corner of the room because Prabhupada was getting very strong about they should stay in India and they were insisting no.
Srutakirti témoigne que la situation était tellement tendue qu'il s'était comme caché ou réfugié dans un coin de la pièce.
It seems to be a very heavy conversation going on.
Donc c'était une conversation très lourde.
And you're almost like.
Donc c'est tellement lourd que rien que être
feel very
présent,
uncomfortable,
on se sent inconfortable.
And like that. Srila Prabhupada was depending. Oh, let's say I'm missing. I also understood how hard it was to stay in India.
Donc, Srutakirti continue. J'ai compris à quel point il était difficile de rester en Inde.
But Srila Prabhupada was depending on these men to assist him in this important work, but they just could not do it any longer.
Mais Srila Prabhupada, il dépendait de ces hommes pour cette mission, mais ces hommes ne voulaient plus rester.
It was a fierce battle.
C'était une bataille enragée.
A fierce battle going on here with Srila Prabhupada and these sannyasis, you know.
Donc c'était voilà cette entre guillemets guerre entre Srila Prabhupada et ses sannyas.
The intensity of negotiation was what I would have expected among peers, rather than between spiritual master and disciple.
Srutakirti continue, il dit cette intensité en fait, c'est que ces arguments, je ne m'attendais pas à ce qu'ils aient lieu entre des disciples et leur maître. Je m'attendais plutôt à ce que ça ait lieu entre deux personnes du même rang, du même niveau.
Srila Prabhupada wanted them to stay, and that was final.
Srila Prabhupada, il voulait absolument qu'il reste un point final.
His disciples argued that he needed to leave India to preach.
Mais ses disciples argumentaient, ils disaient, nous devons quitter l'Inde pour aller faire la prédication, pour aller prêcher.
At this time, the West was a fertile preaching field.
À cette époque, l'Occident était un lieu fertile pour la prédication.
Finally, in apparent disgust, Srila Prabhupada said, "All right."
Donc, dans une conversation finale, Srila Prabhupada a dit, d'accord,
You just chant your 16 rounds. Follow the 4 regulated principles.
Srila Prabhupada finalement a dit, ok, chantez vos 16 tours et suivez les 4 principes
And
régulateurs.
do any damn thing you want.
Et faites toutes les bêtises que vous voulez. Dancing.
That is how this rare conversation ended.
Donc c'était là où de rares conversations terminaient.
Our magnanimous leader. Who's arrived? Who's
Qui vient
this?
d'arriver? Qui est-elle?
Who's this here? Haribo. That's Lila. Hare Krishna.
Lila vient d'arriver.
Lila?
Lila.
Lila.
Lila. Comme Krishna, Lila.
Lila.
Rama, Lila. Lila.
Yeah, Lila. Hey, your friend's there. Oh, yeah. Haribo. So, her most magnanimous leader gave them permission to serve him in whatever capacity they could.
Leur leader magnanime leur avait donné l'opportunité de le servir de n'importe quelle façon qu'ils le désiraient.
Of course, we can understand that's not Prabhupada's first choice.
Mais bien sûr, on comprend que ce n'était pas le premier choix de Srila Prabhupada.
Somehow the Srila Prabhupada would, wanted us, as we heard earlier on, to bring us closer to Krishna.
Et donc, Prabhupada, son désir, c'était de nous amener plus proche de Krishna.
We have a tendency to see things from closer to Krishna in one sense. We could say means seeing things from Krishna's point of view, not our own.
Plus près de Krishna, ça veut dire
What he likes.
en voyant les choses du point de vue de Krishna, mais pas en voyant les choses de notre point de vue et de ce que l'on aime, de ce que l'on préfère.
This is a very simple point that Hare Krishna, that love, that's what it means. It means you do what the beloved wants, not what you want.
Donc c'est un point important, c'est que l'amour, ça veut dire faire ce que l'être aimé veut, pas ce que je veux.
So how do we know what Krishna wants?
Donc comment savoir ce que Krishna désire?
That's basically speaking, the main point really in understanding how we can get closer to Krishna, what the principle of Bhakti Yoga is the principle of doing what Krishna wants.
Donc c'est un point très fondamental que il faut savoir ce que Krishna veut pour pouvoir le servir et être dans la conscience de Krishna.
So seeing here that these two sannyasi disciples were determined, not that they wanted to, serve Prabhupada's mission, no doubt.
Donc il n'y a pas de doute en fait que ces deux sannyasis, ils voulaient en effet servir la mission de Srila Prabhupada.
But they wanted to do it their way.
Mais ils voulaient le faire à leur manière.
So it's like what we say, final, kind of like, Prabhupada accepted that, but it was like a final alternative,
Donc Prabhupada a accepté cette proposition des sannyasis, mais c'était la dernière alternative.
There was a similar, less, I would say, less heavy incident than this, maybe around about the same time in Mayapur.
Il y a eu un incident un peu similaire à la même époque.
A year later, maybe 74. One sannyasi who'd been preaching in Eastern Asia, in Korea and Hong Kong and so on.
Il y avait à cette époque, en 1974, un sannyas qui avait prêché à l'est de l'Asie, Corée, Hong Kong.
But he was having, in Taiwan, he was having a lot of, let's say, difficulty being inspired. Haribol, Shainanda Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Nice to see you. Welcome back. I missed you last Thursday. Yes, so he was getting a little bit dry and was a little bit, what would we say, wanted association, a more enthusing preaching field. Yeah?
Donc ce sannyas qui prêchait en Asie, il perdait de l'inspiration, il voulait avoir plus d'associations et il perdait en force spirituelle.
So Prabhupada, he was in Mayapur at the time.
Prabhupada était à Mayapur à cette époque.
So the sannyasi traveled to Mayapur to see Prabhupada.
Donc ce sannyas a voyagé à Mayapur pour rencontrer Prabhupada.
And it so happened at that time, that, unknown to that sannyasi, Prabhupada was talking to the Mayapur managers.
Et donc à ce moment, au moment du retour de ce sannyas, il ne le savait pas, mais Prabhupada discutait avec ses managers.
And they were saying, Prabhupada, we haven't got enough devotees here. We need some stronger devotees here in Mayapur.
Et ses managers disaient, oh Prabhupada, nous n'avons pas de dévots assez forts, il nous faut des dévots forts ici, présents à Mayapur.
So when Prabhupada heard that this sannyasi had suddenly turned up in Mayapur, he called him into his room.
Donc lorsque Prabhupada a appris que ce sannyas qui prêchait en Asie était à Mayapur, alors il l'a appelé dans son bureau.
And this sannyasi actually came to ask Prabhupada if he could go to the West to preach.
Et ce sannyas est allé voir Prabhupada et lui a demandé, est-ce que je peux aller prêcher en Occident?
Very good, Prabhupada said. This, I won't mention his name. This sannyasi has come to Mayapur. This is very good.
Donc Prabhupada, lorsqu'il a appris ça, il a dit, oh, c'est
So
super, ce
Prabhupada
sannyas est
asked
à
him how it
Mayapur.
was going and how it was going in his preaching. Prabhupada asked the sannyasi how it was going.
Prabhupada a demandé à ce sannyas comment
Not
se
so
passait
well,
sa
Srila
prédication.
Prabhupada. Not so well, Prabhupada.
Et c'est pas terrible, Prabhupada, c'est difficile.
Okay.
Okay.
And then the sannyasi said, I came here, Prabhupada, to ask you if I could leave my preaching field and go to the West.
Prabhupada, le disciple dit, Prabhupada, je suis venu vous rencontrer pour vous demander si je
I
peux
said,
quitter
why?
l'Asie et
Why?
aller prêcher en Occident, s'il vous plaît.
I want to preach, Srila Prabhupada. I want to preach.
J'ai envie de prêcher, Prabhupada.
But I want you to stay here in Mayapur, Prabhupada said.
Et Prabhupada a dit,
Oh
mais
no,
moi je veux
that
que tu
was
restes à
even
Mayapur.
worse than where he was already.
Oh non, Mayapur était encore pire que la prédication
Prabhupada, I
en
want to
Asie.
go to the West. Hare Krishna. Haribol. Who's hiding down there? Haribol. Hare Krishna. You look tired. You okay?
Yes.
Keeping you busy. Day and night. Household life. Working around the clock. What to do. So Prabhupada said, preaching? You want to go to the West to preach? But I want you to stay here in Mayapur.
Prabhupada a dit, tu veux aller en Occident pour prêcher, mais moi je veux que tu
Prabhupada, I want
restes ici à
to preach. I
Mayapur.
want to preach.
Prabhupada, je veux prêcher.
And Prabhupada said, preaching means doing what I want you to do.
Et Prabhupada a dit, la prédication, c'est faire ce que je veux que tu fasses.
We sometimes think it means, distributing books or speaking. What that is, but going on Sankirtan or any other form of, now we have social media preaching, something. It is preaching, but real preaching means to assist the real preacher.
Parfois, on pense que la prédication, c'est parler, distribuer les livres, faire les katas, même partager la connaissance sur les réseaux sociaux. Mais la prédication, c'est aussi assister un prédicateur.
Because after all, you could, even from a practical point of view, in the first place, who was it who suggested that this movement should be preached in the Western world? Who was it suggested that we should distribute books? Who was it that suggested that we should go to colleges and speak and so on?
Parce que d'un certain point de vue, qui était la personne qui a inspiré à prêcher? Qui était la personne qui a inspiré à aller dans les universités?
Open temples and
qui était la personne qui a inspiré pour ouvrir les temples, etc. C'était Srila Prabhupada.
Otherwise we wouldn't have even known about it, what to speak of, do it.
Excuse-moi.
We wouldn't even known about Krishna, what to speak of serving.
Donc on n'avait jamais même entendu parler de Krishna, alors comment
that same person,
inventer de le servir?
You imagine in the spiritual world, if Krishna, say you're chanting your japa.
Donc imaginez que vous êtes dans le monde spirituel et vous êtes en train de chanter votre japa.
There's no need to chant japa in the spiritual world.
Il n'y a pas besoin de chanter japa au monde spirituel.
Krishna comes along and says, "Excuse me, Igor, I want you to come to the banks of the river Jamuna right now, and you have to make arrangements for some pastime or another."
Donc imaginez, Igor est en train de chanter son japa.
No, I can't come. I haven't finished my rounds.
Igor, j'aimerais que tu m'accompagnes.
I'm my rounds. I've got to go on Sankirtan at 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock this afternoon in Houseman.
Et Igor fait, non, il faut que je finisse mes tours. Ensuite, il faut que j'aille au Harinam.
Obviously, the purpose of all those things is what? To please Krishna, isn't it?
Mais parce que de façon
That's
évidente,
the purpose of everything we do.
Le but de tout ça, qu'est-ce que c'est?
And the spiritual master is the most confidential representative of the Lord.
Et le maître spirituel, il est le représentant le plus
Are you leaving us? Why? Huh?
Prabhu a dit qu'il faut qu'il parte pour prêcher.
Come on. You don't need to go. Yeah, we can go together. We're leaving at 8:35.
Ils partent à 8h. Oh. They're leaving at 8:35.
Yeah, show. We're going to miss you.
Tu vas nous manquer, Prabhu.
Is there any prasadam?
Oh, yes. There is.
Huh?
Maybe, can someone give a laddu? There is a laddu in the
There's
fridge.
laddus without sugar. They're made with dates.
Non, il n'y a pas besoin d'aluminium, Brat. Il n'y a pas besoin d'aluminium.
You find him? Don't let him out the door. Hold on. Oi. Mahaprasad. Mahaprasadam. Hare Krishna. See you in the morning.
À demain, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Our most magnanimous leader gave them permission to serve him in whatever capacity they could.
Leur leader magnanime leur avait donné cette chance de le servir de n'importe quelle capacité.
Again, it was evident that Srila Prabhupada considers all volunteers in his transcendental army.
Et de nouveau, on voyait que Prabhupada, il acceptait tous les volontaires dans son armée transcendantale.
It is up to us to decide how quickly we want to get the mercy and make advancement by serving our spiritual master according to his desires.
Il est de notre ressort, et c'est notre choix de savoir comment on peut recevoir la miséricorde pour faire le plus d'avancement plus rapidement possible.
Daily we choose what and how much we are willing to do in the service of our Guru Maharaj.
Et de façon journalière, nous faisons ce choix pour le plaisir de notre Guru Maharaj.
Once in his quarters in New Dwarka, Srila Prabhupada said, ultimately, we must all fly our own aeroplane.
Un jour, dans son bureau à New Dwaraka, Prabhupada a dit « Ultimement, c'est à nous de voler avec notre propre avion. »
Srutakirti then comments, Srila Prabhupada, this is his own prayer to Prabhupada, I'm still trying to find my way back to the airport.
Et Srutakirti dit, Srila Prabhupada, moi je suis encore en train d'essayer de trouver mon chemin vers l'aéroport.
Without you in front of me, this is very difficult.
Et sans vous en face de moi, c'est très difficile.
You have given us all the tools necessary to engage in devotional service, but I do not think I will ever be qualified to fly my own plane back to Krishna.
Vous nous avez donné tous les outils pour que l'on réussisse, mais je pense que je n'arriverai jamais à voler de mes propres ailes vers Krishna.
Let me serve those who are qualified to fly their own airplane back to Godhead.
Alors, laissez-moi servir ceux qui sont qualifiés pour voler de leurs propres ailes vers Krishna.
I am praying that you allow me to be your flight attendant as you travel around the universe, liberating conditioned souls.
Je prie pour que je sois votre conseiller de vol qui vous accompagne à travers l'univers lorsque vous allez sauver des âmes.
And here's another remembrance of Srutakirti Prabhu.
Donc maintenant, un autre mémoire de Srutakirti Prabhu.
It's called One of My Favorite Things.
Et ça s'appelle l'une de mes choses préférées.
It's also in 1973 in Mumbai.
C'est à Mumbai en 1973.
Srutakirti says, my association with Srila Prabhupada can be divided into 3 types.
Srutakirti dit, mon association avec Prabhupada peut être divisée en 3 parties.
The first type was sweet.
La première partie, c'était la douceur.
These were the times I was able to witness Srila Prabhupada's mercy and kindness.
C'était les fois où je pouvais voir la gentillesse de Prabhupada et sa miséricorde.
The second type was sweeter.
La deuxième partie, c'était encore plus doux.
These were the times I was able to massage him and cook for him on a daily basis.
C'était les fois où je pouvais cuisiner personnellement pour lui de façon journalière et je pouvais le masser.
Massaging him was particularly sweet for me.
En particulier, masser chez la Prabhupada, c'était très agréable, doux pour moi.
Better still were very special moments that can only be described as the sweetest.
Mais il y avait encore une troisième partie que je pourrais qualifier comme les plus doux, les plus sucrés.
One night, Srila Prabhupada was ready for his evening massage at about 10 p.m. in his Juhu flat.
Une nuit, à peu près à 10 heures, à Juhu, dans son appartement, Prabhupada était prêt pour son massage.
He had a separate bedroom.
Il avait une chambre à coucher séparée.
Juhu was especially nice because of the mosquitoes.
Dans Juhu, c'était particulier à cause des moustiques.
Normally we don't think of mosquitoes as being nice, but he said it was especially nice because of the mosquitoes.
Pardon, Juhu était très bien, était très intéressant grâce aux moustiques. Maharaj dit, normalement on ne pense pas aux moustiques comme ça.
It's not so bad now, but in the 70s, in India and all the ISKCON properties, mosquitoes were unbelievably numerous.
Donc, Maharaj dit, c'est plus tant le cas maintenant, mais à l'époque, en 1970, en Inde, les propriétés ISKCON étaient remplies de moustiques.
They seemed to be much more penetrating in those days.
Et il semble que pendant ces années, ils pénétraient encore plus partout, les moustiques.
I don't know how they were. They had very much longer, what do they call these things? These things they stick in you, they like these.
Thorax. aiguilles. À l'époque, il semble qu'ils avaient encore
Tubes.
des aiguilles encore plus longues
I
qu'aujourd'hui.
remember it was in Mira Road. I don't know if you know Mira Road, but there's one big temple there now in Mira Road. It was not a big temple then, it was just a building site, more or less.
À l'époque, à Mira Road, aujourd'hui, il y a un grand temple, mais
First time, obviously.
à l'époque, c'était juste un petit arrangement.
And we were chanting in the makeshift temporary temple.
Oh, et ils avaient fait une sorte de temple vraiment temporaire, et là-bas, on chantait le japa.
And I put this big thick chadar over me just to protect me from the mosquitoes. There were so many mosquitoes, it was like...
Et j'avais mis, it was like a cover.
Yeah, a big chadar, chadar? A big woolen one, I completely covered myself.
Je m'étais recouvert avec un chadar en laine très épais
Biting me through the chadar.
pour me protéger, et les moustiques me piquaient à travers le chadar en
They
laine.
were so tenacious, these
Ils étaient
mosquitoes.
tellement tenaces.
Heavy duty, and there were thousands, and there was like clouds of the things. It wasn't just
C'était
the
des
one here and there.
nuages. C'était des nuages de moustiques.
Mayapur was like that. Like clouds of mosquitoes would descend at 6 o'clock every evening.
Tous les soirs à 6 heures, c'était comme ça à Mayapur, c'était des nuages de moustiques qui descendaient.
Everywhere were mosquitoes.
Il y en avait partout.
It's incredible in India, especially Mumbai, Vrindavan.
Spécialement Mumbai, Vrindavan.
Vrindavan not quite so bad, but Mayapur and Mumbai were really bad.
Mayapur et Mumbai, c'était vraiment terrible.
But here he says this is the sweetest thing because of the mosquitoes.
Mais là, il dit, là-bas, à Juhu, c'était la meilleure condition, c'était grâce aux moustiques.
I had to get under the mosquito net with Srila Prabhupada.
Parce que je devais me protéger sous le voile contre moustiques, mosquito net,
This
avec
situation,
Prabhupada. On était avec Prabhupada protégé par la couverture contre les moustiques.
this situation was very intimate.
Et c'était une situation très intime.
I sat down.
Je m'asseyais.
Excuse me. Srila Prabhupada lay down and I sat on the bed by his feet.
Donc, Srila Prabhupada s'allongeait et moi, je m'asseyais à ses pieds.
I felt like I was camping out with my spiritual master.
Et j'avais l'impression que je faisais du camping avec mon maître spirituel.
Like two youngsters in the woods.
Comme deux adolescents en forêt.
On this particular night, Srila Prabhupada assisted me in my fantasy.
Et pendant cette soirée, Prabhupada m'a assisté dans mes fantaisies.
While I was gently rubbing his body, he said,
Lorsque j'étais en train de masser son corps, il dit,
this is Prabhupada talking now, he said, one of my favorite things when I was young were my shoes.
Prabhupada dit, une des choses que je préférais quand j'étais jeune, c'était mes chaussures.
Prabhupada said, once my father bought me a pair of shoes.
Un jour, mon père m'a acheté une paire de chaussures.
They were imported from England.
Elles étaient importées
They had
d'Angleterre.
soft leather uppers and hard leather soles.
Il y avait une couche de cuir fin sur le dessus et du cuir dur en dessous.
At the time, perhaps they cost 6 rupees.
À l'époque, peut-être, ça coûtait 6 roupies.
That was a fortune. In those days,
À cette époque, c'était une fortune.
early 20th century, 1904.
Au début du XXe siècle, c'était
Early
une
years
fortune.
of the 20th century. That was a fortune. In India, 70 years ago, it was more than that now, 6 rupees was a lot of money.
En effet, à cette époque, 6 roupies, c'était beaucoup en Inde.
So Prabhupada was saying 70 years, so we're going back to 1903, 1904, like that.
C'était en 1905, 1904, quelque chose comme ça.
I like my shoes very much. I remember wearing them to school.
Prabhupada dit, j'aimais beaucoup mes chaussures. Je me rappelle que je les portais à l'école.
At that point, he stopped speaking for a few minutes.
À ce moment-là, Prabhupada s'est arrêté de parler pendant quelques minutes.
I was caught up in Srila Prabhupada's mood.
Et j'ai été pris dans son mood.
I tried to imagine him walking around in his shoes,
J'essayais de l'imaginer en train de marcher comme ça, avec ses chaussures.
still massaging his beautiful form. I smiled and said, Prabhupada, when you walked to school, did you look at your shoes as you were walking?
Tout en massant son corps, j'ai demandé à Prabhupada, Prabhupada, lorsque vous marchiez vers l'école, est-ce que vous regardiez vos chaussures?
Prabhupada said, laughing, Prabhupada replied, oh yes.
Et Prabhupada, en rigolant, il a fait « Oh oui ».
I looked down upon my shoes. I liked them so much, these shoes.
Prabhupada disait « Je regardais mes chaussures, je les aimais tellement ces chaussures ».
He spoke about a few other childhood memories that night.
Et Prabhupada a continué de parler de d'autres souvenirs de sa jeunesse cette nuit.
That was a most moving night for me.
C'était la nuit la plus émouvante pour moi.
I could have stayed there forever, massaging him and listening to stories.
J'aurais pu rester comme ça des heures en train de le masser et en train d'écouter ses souvenirs.
It was like hearing the Krishna book stories for the first time.
C'était comme entendre la Krishna Book pour la première fois.
Do you remember when you first heard the stories from the Krishna book?
Est-ce que vous vous rappelez la première fois que vous avez entendu les histoires du Krishna Book, du livre de
I guess
Krishna?
everyone's familiar with the Krishna book.
Tout le monde
Many
est
of you
familier.
may have
j'imagine.
read it. Has everyone read the Krishna book?
Est-ce que tout le monde a lu
I
le
don't know if
livre
you
de
have a
Krishna?
Krishna book here, do we?
Et we have one. We have one.
There's one at the end here in French. You have one in Russian?
Nous avons un livre de Krishna en français et un en russe,
We have it.
certainement.
En russe, on a déjà distribué, je crois.
Je pense qu'il n'y a que lui en français. Hein.
Français.
Ah, c'est en russe? We have German.
Anglais?
German.
German. Oh, just what we need.
German Krishna book.
German.
That's it.
Anyway, when you first hear the stories, it's like so, wow.
La première fois qu'on lit ces histoires, c'est tellement impressionnant.
It's just like, I'm going to say, it's just like something you've never heard of anything like it before.
Ça ressemble à rien de ce qu'on a lu ou
You're
vu
hearing about
dans le
God.
passé.
Not just hearing some fiction thing, you're hearing about the pastimes of the Supreme Personality.
On lit les passe-temps de Dieu, ça ressemble à rien à ce qu'on a lu auparavant.
Who else hears that, you know? Where else can you find such?
Ou dans quelle autre littérature est-ce qu'on peut trouver ça?
What do people know? I was talking to one very polite and very nice Christian man today, and just actually asking questions very soberly, and he was soberly responding.
You were asking questions. Donc j'ai rencontré un chrétien très poli,
Today or yesterday?
très
Yesterday,
sobre, avec
on the street.
avec qui j'ai discuté hier dans la rue et je lui posais des questions.
About, you know, if you love somebody, you should know something about them. You know?
Je lui disais, si tu aimes quelqu'un, il faut que tu saches
So what do
quelque
people
chose
know
à propos
about
de lui.
God?
Mais qu'est-ce que les gens connaissent de Dieu?
What do they know?
Qu'est-ce qu'ils savent?
Even one Muslim man I was speaking to this afternoon, he also said basically, even because he was really open-minded, that even in Islam, the very vague idea of the nature of God.
Et pareil, je parlais avec un musulman et dans l'islam, il y a des idées assez vagues sur la nature de Dieu.
What do people know about God? Not much, huh?
Qu'est-ce que les gens savent de Dieu en fait? Pas grand-chose.
Very little. He's great.
Il est grand,
He's everywhere.
il est partout,
He's love.
il est l'amour,
He's a creator.
il est le créateur,
He's the boss.
c'est le boss.
What else do they know?
Quoi d'autre?
Huh? He gives me what I want.
Et il me donne ce que je veux.
What else? Not much, huh?
Pas grand-chose.
Pardon?
I
He
was
likes his
translating.
shoes.
He's the judge.
The judge, yeah, of course, he's the great judge.
C'est le juge.
So they don't know much about his real personality. I mean, if you say that about your husband or wife, you know, what do you know about your husband or wife? And you just say, oh, he's
Mais si
6 foot tall,
si on demande qu'est-ce qu'on sait de notre
he speaks
conjoint,
loudly,
on peut dire plein de choses.
he's white, he's brown,
Il mesure 1m80, il est blanc, il parle
Yes.
fort,
he drives a car,
il conduit la voiture, il a le permis.
he shouts if his lunch is not on time.
Il se met à crier lorsque son repas n'arrive pas à l'heure.
I mean, you generally know a bit more about each other than just a few little things like that, you know.
On en sait plus sur notre conjoint que sur Dieu.
The people know nothing about God, hardly. So here, Krishna book is intimate pastimes about the Lord.
Mais le Krishna
Mind
Book,
your head,
il représente
mind your
les passe-temps intimes du Seigneur.
Very, I mean, it's amazing. Krishna playing as a little boy, coward boyfriends.
C'est
Later on with
incroyable
the gopis. I mean,
lorsqu'on lit Krishna joue,
Out of
lorsqu'il
this
était encore un
world.
enfant, il rencontre les
Out of
gopis,
this
etc.
world. So then, where are we? Yeah, as he said, I could have stayed there massaging and listening to these stories forever. It was like hearing Krishna book stories for the first time.
Srutakirti dit, c'était comme si entendre les passants de Prabhupada, c'était comme entendre le Krishna book pour
Prabhupada's
la
memory
première
was
fois.
so incredible. He could remember all these, because you could say they're not exactly transcendental, but they're transcendental in one sense because they're different interactions of the pure devotee with the material world.
Donc on pourrait se dire oui, en fait, c'est pas vraiment des passe-temps transcendantales, mais elles sont spirituelles en un sens parce que c'est les interactions d'un pur dévot.
You know, when Prabhupada would talk about childhood pastimes or household pastimes, anything which he'd experienced, the devotees become very blissful on hearing those.
Et lorsque Prabhupada racontait ses passe-temps de quand il était jeune
You
ou
weren't
quand il
thinking,
était marié, les dévots étaient
Prabhupada,
très
this
heureux.
has nothing to do with Krishna. Why are you talking all of this? He
Et
would not say that.
les disciples disaient, mais Prabhupada, ça n'a rien à
He
voir
felt
avec
more
Krishna.
Krishna conscious.
Pourquoi est-ce que vous parlez de
It's
tout
more
ça?
enlivening.
Mais en fait, c'est encore plus,
It's very intimate.
c'était encore plus inspirant
Something we can all relate with
d'entendre
also.
ça que d'entendre d'autres sujets spirituels des fois.
When Prabhupada talked about his childhood, it seemed like he was there.
Lorsque Prabhupada racontait ses histoires, ses souvenirs, c'était comme si Srutakirti se retrouvait là-bas.
I could not imagine what my qualification was to be able to have shared those moments with him.
Et je pouvais pas imaginer quelle était ma qualification pour partager ces moments avec Prabhupada.
Very special.
Très
Imagine
spécial.
us sitting underneath the mosquito net with Srila Prabhupada.
Se retrouver là sous le voile contre les moustiques
In the
avec
whole
Srila Prabhupada.
universe, nobody else is there.
Et il n'y a personne d'autre autour.
You're the only person in the whole universe sat
On
with
est la
Prabhupada.
seule personne assise en compagnie de Prabhupada, très intime.
The only people around were mosquitoes.
Les seules personnes autour, c'était les moustiques.
And because they were around, they had a mosquito net. So it became
Et
even more
c'était
intimate.
parce qu'il y avait les moustiques qu'il y avait le voile
It's like
contre les
a
moustiques.
father with his little son telling about his memories of his childhood.
C'est comme quand un père raconte à son fils ses souvenirs d'enfance.
Because we're all attached. We may not be attached to our shoes, maybe we are. Mananda, you were with me when we bought those new shoes in Sunderland, weren't you? About 2 months ago, I bought a new pair of shoes
Mahananda, est-ce que
in England.
tu étais
Who
avec
was
moi
with me
lorsque
that
j'ai acheté
time?
une nouvelle paire de chaussures?
Yeah, but it was someone else. Maybe, yeah, Emil was with me. I bought this new pair of shoes in England.
J'ai acheté cette nouvelle paire de chaussures.
Best pair of shoes I've ever worn.
C'est
I
la
tell you.
meilleure paire de chaussures que j'ai jamais
I'm not
achetée.
wearing them right now. They're more summer shoes, but they're really good shoes. So comfortable, I
C'est plus
felt
des
like I
chaussures
was
d'été, mais elles sont super
floating
confortables.
in the
J'ai
air.
l'impression de flotter, elles sont très légères,
So comfortable.
très confortables.
They're Skechers, if you want a good pair of shoes. Skechers.
It's
Skechers,
the
brand
brand.
name. Skechers. Yeah.
Scatter,
Sketcher. Sketcher. Skechers.
Sketcher.
They're world famous, aren't they? Skechers. They probably don't allow them into France. They lose all the local market, sell out. No, they're really good brands. Anyway, go on to that. But not so attached, otherwise I'd wear them now.
Je suis pas tant attaché à ces chaussures, mais je les porte maintenant.
But, it's like, it's fun for the children to hear their father or their parents' pastimes, when they were young.
C'est amusant pour les enfants, en effet, d'entendre les histoires que les parents racontent de leur propre enfance.
Now I can understand he was not describing these pastimes for my pleasure alone.
Mais maintenant, je peux comprendre qu'il ne racontait pas ses passe-temps simplement pour mon seul plaisir.
He was telling me so I could describe them to all of his
Il
followers.
me les partageait pour que moi, je puisse les partager aussi aux autres.
I hope to relate them with at least a hint of the emotion that I felt as he told me such sublime pastimes.
J'espère pouvoir les retransmettre avec ces émotions que j'ai ressenties en entendant ces passe-temps sublimes.
And then he finalizes the pastime with a little comment. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada, for sharing your childhood memories with me.
Et il conclut en disant merci Srila Prabhupada d'avoir partagé vos souvenirs d'enfance avec moi.
I had no qualification, yet by your special mercy, I was able to hear from your divine self.
Je n'avais pas de qualification, mais par votre miséricorde, j'ai pu les entendre de votre propre bouche.
I have no competency to adequately describe your glories, but somehow or another, I must share whatever I have experienced of your activity.
Je n'ai pas les qualifications pour retransmettre vos gloires, mais c'est mon devoir de le faire.
Even with my imperfect senses and limited understanding, I must share your grace.
Même avec ma compréhension limitée et avec mes sens imparfaits, je dois partager vos souvenirs, vos gloires.
So, what is the difficulty? That was one thing Prabhupada said.
Donc, quelle est la difficulté? C'est le livre.
Difficulty comes when we forget our relationship with Krishna.
La difficulté, elle vient lorsqu'on oublie
Difficulties come when we forget Krishna in the
notre
center.
relation.
When we don't put him in the center.
La difficulté, elle vient lorsqu'on ne met plus Krishna au centre.
We just see things from our own perspective.
Lorsqu'on voit les choses simplement selon notre propre perspective.
So we can see here also that in this nice pastime which Prabhupada was telling, where was it? What did he say? Telling his childhood pastimes to Srutakirti.
Excuse-me.
Yeah? Where was it? Was it here? No. That's been after this one, I think. I hope so. Yeah. That, the sharing.
Le partage.
So that applies on all levels, whatever we get from the pure devotee, we try to share it.
Donc ça s'applique à tous les niveaux. Tout ce que l'on reçoit d'un pur dévot, on essaye de le partager.
How to chant Hare Krishna.
Comment réciter le saint nom? Hare Krishna.
Prabhupada's directions on how to keep clean.
Les
How
directions
to worship
sur comment
how to
maintenir la
worship the
propreté,
deities.
comment adorer les déités.
Yes. Why we do these things is because it's pleasing to Krishna.
Pourquoi est-ce qu'on fait ces choses? Parce que ça fait plaisir à Krishna.
As long as we maintain our independent vision of things, then it's not really pleasing to Krishna.
Et tant que l'on garde une vision, une perspective personnelle, alors c'est pas le plaisir de Krishna.
The idea, the understanding is that to change, you could say, to change our whole, the way we make decisions in life, the way we see the world, in relationship with what will please Krishna.
Donc toute cette démarche de changer cette perspective de plus simplement la façon dont je vois le monde, mais la façon
And
dont
to become free of
Krishna
just
peut
seeing
être
things
satisfait.
the way, it pleases me, the way I think it should be, and so on and so forth.
Et dépasser cette vision de voir les choses simplement dans une perspective personnelle, je veux que les choses soient comme ça, fait comme ça parce que ça me fait
That's
plaisir.
a practical aspect of surrender. You may like me, we may not like, but we do it because that's what we're here for. We're here for
Qu'on aime ou
changing
non,
our perception.
C'est un des aspects de l'abandon, c'est que
What does
je ne le fais
Krishna
pas pour
want?
mon propre plaisir.
So if we give up trying to do things the way I like it,
Donc on
and
essaye
do it the way
d'abandonner
Krishna likes it.
cette idée de faire les choses
We
de la
hear that.
manière dont ça me plaît.
As Srutakirti says, to share what he's received from Srila Prabhupada.
De la façon, voilà, c'était la prière de
Very
Srutakirti,
simple.
il dit je veux partager la façon dont je l'ai reçu.
What is the difficulty? Hare Krishna.
Quelle est la difficulté? Hare Krishna.
Intimate moments in the personal service of Srila Prabhupada.
Donc c'est les moments intimes. Le livre, le sous-titre, c'est les moments intimes dans le service à Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna. Merci beaucoup, cher dévot.
Any questions or comments?
Est-ce qu'il y a des questions ou des commentaires?
Maharaj? Huh? You asking a question?
I don't know. I can? Yes.
Atma, you have a question?
Mais
No?
Igor, I have a question. No,
The question is, do you have a question?
Yeah.
he has always questions
Always, huh?
for every class.
Every single day. Good. Questions.
Вопрос касается молитвы.
La question concerne la prière.
Очень часто слышу...
Je pensais traduire en anglais pour moi.
the question is about prayer.
Prayer. I just said priya. Prayer.
Слышу от преданных, когда они говорят, что мы должны молиться так.
J'entends que des dévots me disent qu'on doit prier de cette manière-là.
Sometimes I hear devotees advising me, saying something like, you should pray like this.
Другой преданный говорит, мы должны молиться так.
Et notre dévot dit il faut prier d'une autre manière.
And another devotee would say, no, 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 you should pray like this.
И первый вопрос заключается в том, что как мы можем говорить, мы должны молиться так, если...
La première question, c'est comment on peut dire qu'on doit prier de cette manière-là. Le mot on doit prier de cette manière-là.
Так как должны, это значит, это наша природа. Это свойственно так.
Parce que quand on dit on doit, ça doit être lié à notre nature. Dans le sens, il veut dire on doit prier comme on est. On peut pas...
Tu veux savoir comment prier peut-être? How to pray? Maybe it's simpler, no?
Как мы должны правильно говорить или воспринимать, потому что я не понимаю, как это сформулировать.
Peut-être juste, on peut me poser la question, how to pray?
Нет, как...
Il veut dire que les autres lui conseillent, mais il n'est pas d'accord avec ça.
So he receives advices about how to pray, and he cannot understand how this can be advised, because prayer seems to be quite personal. C'est quelque chose de personnel.
И мы не можем...
Oh no, I'm going to tell you how to pray now. Listen to me.
Maharaj dit, maintenant je vais t'expliquer comment faut prier.
You have to pray to the Lord. Praying to Him, my dear Lord, how should I pray?
Il faut que tu pries le Seigneur et que tu dises, mon cher Seigneur, comment est-ce que je dois prier?
I'm confused, my Lord.
Je suis confus, mon Seigneur, comment prier?
Please inspire me how I should pray for your pleasure or for the whatever, to bring me to the point of being pleasing to you.
Il faut que tu demandes, s'il te plaît, inspire-moi, guide-moi pour que je prie d'une façon où tu es satisfait.
So generally there are two kinds of prayer, generally, very general, there are many within it.
Donc en général, on donne deux catégories de
One is
prières.
called notable prayers,
L'une s'appelle les prières
described by
notables.
Rupa Goswami as notable. It means
Notables.
notable. In other words, they're shastra, they're coming down, they're like given to us, you know, prayers given in the scriptures, given by saintly people.
Donc c'est décrit par Rupa Goswami, ces prières sont dites notables. C'est les prières qui sont qui viennent des shastras,
And
des
you'll
prières
see-
qui descendent, qui viennent directement des shastras.
You have one main prayer, which is the Hare Krishna mantra.
Donc notre prière principale,
That's a
c'est
prayer.
le mantra Hare Krishna.
That's general for everyone.
Donc ça, c'est général pour tous.
There are notable prayers. If you read the Bhagavatam, any scripture, you'll see there's so many prayers there.
Et si tu lis Srimad Bhagavatam, tu vas voir qu'il y a beaucoup de prières dedans.
Oftentimes we skip the prayers. We just go into the pastime. Skip
Et
the prayers.
souvent, on passe
Oh,
les
here they
prières,
go
on lit
again.
pas les prières, on s'y intéresse pas et on s'intéresse au passe-temps directement, à l'action.
Sometimes you'll find a prayer, a notable prayer, which is really to you meaningful.
Et quelquefois, tu vas lire des prières notables, des shastras qui
Prayer should
vraiment
be
font un
meaningful.
sens à toi.
They shouldn't just be mechanical. They should be you know something you really have a feeling or a meaning for.
Donc les prières ne doivent pas être quelque chose de mécanique, ça doit être quelque chose pour
No,
lequel
no to a prayer.
tu ressens quelque
You'll
chose,
find a
il
prayer.
y a un sens
I'm
pour
sure
toi.
everyone here has a prayer from Bhagavatam or maybe the Bible or somewhere else in our lives that's important to us. You know?
Et je pense que tout le monde a une prière d'un livre sacré, de la Bible, du Srimad Bhagavatam, qui fait vraiment sens.
And you'll find as you grow that no-to prayers, some of them stay and some of them don't. Some of them, new prayers become relevant.
Et vous ferez l'expérience que plus vous évoluez, il y a certaines prières que vous avez appris qui restent et d'autres qui sont moins importantes et de nouvelles deviennent importantes pour
Now,
vos
if
yeux.
Leela could pray, maybe she does.
Par exemple, Lila
What would
pourrait
she
prier.
pray for?
Pourquoi
Something
est-ce que Lila prie?
tasty to put in her mouth, right?
Elle prie pour avoir quelque chose avec du goût qu'elle va mettre dans sa bouche.
They pray, something. A dog will be praying for a bone or something.
Un chien
like
va
that,
prier
for
pour
sure.
un os.
And when you get older, you're not praying for that, you're praying for something else.
Et lorsque on vieillit, on prie plus pour ça, on
To
prie pour quelque
become
chose
the
d'autre.
world champion football player or something, or
On prie pour
then
devenir
you pray to pass your exams or
on prie
something.
pour passer nos examens ou
You
devenir
pray
un
that the
joueur de
girl
foot.
or boy,
On prie pour avoir une copine, un copain.
accepts me, and you're praying, I want a job,
On prie pour avoir un
I
job,
want to have kids,
pour avoir des enfants,
I want a house,
pour
people
avoir
pray.
un appartement, une maison.
So material they may be, but they evolve.
Mais, donc on voit, même si c'est
The
matériel, on
same
voit que
as
ces
spiritual
prières,
life,
elles
they'll
évoluent.
evolve. Some of them will be always there,
Donc il y a des prières qui peuvent
and
être
others
toujours là.
will evolve as you evolve.
Donc ces prières
They become
notables,
important.
elles évoluent avec ta propre évolution.
That's a big topic. We're not going to go further. That's notable.
C'est un long sujet.
And the same thing will apply with the personal prayers.
Et-
Rupa says heartfelt prayers.
Et le deuxième type de prière, Rupa Goswami les décrit comme les prières du cœur, heartfelt, les
Heartfelt.
prières ressenties par le cœur.
I mean, it'd be stupid if you want a car and you say you go to church or something. I'm not going to pray for a car. I'm going to pray for an elephant.
Donc si tu
It's stupid.
veux une voiture, tu ne vas pas prier pour un éléphant.
Detachment.
Si tu veux une voiture dans ton cœur, mais tu dis non, je
You
veux un
pray
éléphant.
for, Krishna knows what you want.
En fait, Krishna, il sait ce que tu veux.
You're going to pray for that.
Donc tu vas prier pour ça.
Heartfelt, sincere prayers do not go in vain.
Donc c'est la deuxième type de prière, les prières du
Now,
cœur.
Krishna
heartfelt.
knows, he knows deeper than that, and he knows also how you're going to, what you really want. What is the real purpose of our prayer?
Et Krishna, il a une telle vision qu'il sait véritablement ce que l'on
What's the
veut.
purpose of your prayer?
Parce qu'il sait véritablement le but de notre prière.
What deep down? It's not really for a car, or a
Profondément.
house, or a wife, or a dog, or whatever.
Profondément,
it is.
Krishna sait que en fait, c'est pas une voiture, c'est pas une
Little
maison,
kid,
c'est pas
you
une
know.
femme que l'on veut.
Little boy, 9-year-old boy, may be praying to have a pet dog or something.
Par exemple, un petit enfant de 9 ans, il va prier pour avoir un petit animal de
Well, what are
compagnie.
we really praying for?
Mais pourquoi est-ce qu'on prie vraiment?
Ava désire servir. Ava désire servir.
He said having the desire to serve.
Maybe a devotee, but I'm talking
Les
in
dévots,
general.
oui. Mais il parle de façon générale.
Yeah, we're looking for that. What we think will satisfy us, huh?
On veut la satisfaction. On prie pour
It'll
avoir
vary,
ce que-
person to
ce qui va
person,
nous apporter
age
la
to age.
satisfaction.
It'll vary. But basic root is we think that this will satisfy me, isn't it? Or
Et
satisfy
l'idée
those who I
principale, c'est
like.
de dire que voilà, il y a
those
cette chose qui
around
va
me or
me
something, but We're
satisfaire.
praying
moi.
either individual or collectively, but it's that which we think will bring satisfaction.
L'idée principale, c'est que je prie pour avoir quelque chose dont je pense que ça va m'apporter de la satisfaction.
But Krishna knows better than we do what will really bring us satisfaction.
Mais Krishna sait mieux que nous ce qui va nous apporter de la
You can have
satisfaction.
all the money in the world, that doesn't mean you're going to be
Parce que tu
satisfied.
peux avoir tout l'argent du monde, ça ne veut pas dire que tu vas être satisfait.
Even if there's so-called peace in the world, people are not peaceful within, they're still not going to be happy.
Même s'il y a la paix dans le monde, et les gens n'auront
They've
pas
got
la
these
paix intérieure.
ideas. You know, Krishna knows what really makes us happy.
Et Krishna sait véritablement ce qui peut nous rendre heureux.
So he may sometimes not. For those who are a little bit on the spiritual path, he may not always seem to facilitate your materialistic ideas, you know.
Donc, ceux qui sont un peu sur le chemin spirituel ont conscience qu'en effet, Krishna ne va pas toujours satisfaire toutes nos demandes.
But Krishna is more than we do. He wants us to be happy, really.
Mais Krishna, plus que nous, il veut véritablement qu'on soit heureux.
But not materially. When he sees
Et
us
pas
really
matériellement.
happy, spiritually happy, then Krishna's very happy.
Parce que si Krishna nous voit heureux sur un plan spirituel, alors ça lui apporte du bonheur.
And when a sincere devotee sees Krishna very happy, they become even happier. And this is how it goes, ever increasing happiness. It's not conditional, it's unconditional. You just want to see Krishna happy.
Et lorsque le dévot qui est heureux, il voit que Krishna est heureux, grâce à ça, ça le rend encore plus heureux. Et de cette manière, c'est un sorte de
If we're sincere to come to that
un
platform,
échange inconditionnel qui ne dépend que du bonheur de Krishna.
if we're sincere to come to that platform, we might be praying to remove the obstacles, or the barriers, or the attachments, or the anarthas which I have.
Donc si on est attaché à atteindre cette plateforme, alors on peut prier Krishna qui nous aide à enlever tous les obstacles qui m'empêchent d'atteindre cette plateforme, tous les mauvaises qualités, les anarthas.
We feel that they're like blocking our, pure devotion to the Lord.
Parce que c'est des obstacles qui nous bloquent qui bloquent notre chemin vers la pure dévotion.
But by Krishna's grace, then our consciousness can be cleared like that.
Et grâce à la miséricorde de Krishna, notre conscience peut être purifiée de cette manière.
Well, one could say one of the preliminary and primary effects of chanting the holy name is
Et on pourrait dire
clear our
que
consciousness.
c'est un des effets premiers de la récitation du Saint-Nom.
It's not the goal of chanting.
Il purifie notre conscience.
The goal
C'est
of
pas le
chanting
but.
is not just to cleanse our heart.
C'est pas le but du chant du Saint-Nom, mais c'est l'effet, un
We
des effets.
can't really serve Krishna as long as the heart's not clean.
Parce qu'on ne peut pas véritablement servir Krishna tant que le cœur est impur.
We're serving a pure devotee, you could say, we're assisting, we're on the process. But real devotional service starts at Brahmabhuta Prasnatmana Sochiti Nakangshiti, when there's no more material covering.
On pourrait dire en un sens que si on peut par exemple assister un pur dévot, c'est le service à Krishna, mais Krishna il dit que c'est lorsqu'on atteint le niveau du Brahman, lorsqu'on est purifié des attachements matériels, que là, véritablement le service de dévotion, il peut commencer.
At different stages, there'll be different understandings of, you could say, of what is relevant to us at this stage. We know our goal, but we also are 100 miles away from our goal.
Parce qu'on connaît notre but, mais en fonction de là où on est, on va avoir différents besoins pour avancer. Là, dans l'exemple, le but, il était à 1000 miles.
Imagine you're driving down the road, you're going from, Paris to Nantes or something. Just saying.
Imaginez que vous êtes sur la route, vous partez de Paris et vous allez vers Nantes.
So you might be praying, I hope I make the right turn at the next roundabout.
On peut prier, j'espère que je ne vais pas me tromper au prochain carrefour, que je vais tourner au bon endroit.
Not right. But you're at the roundabout, it's not like, I hope when I reach Nantes that, I close my door nicely and park properly. You don't think about that. You're thinking about where you are now, and you know where your direction is, and you know the route, and you try to, follow it and make the right turns.
Je dis, en fait, lorsqu'on est sur la route vers Nantes, on ne pense pas systématiquement à qu'est-ce qu'on va faire lorsqu'on sera sur place. Comment est-ce que je vais fermer la porte, comment je vais l'ouvrir, etc. On pense surtout, il faut que je suive la bonne route pour arriver à ma destination.
We used to have a saying, a child is born with a silver spoon in its mouth. You heard that saying?
Yes, we have the same in French. Il y a une expression qui dit naître avec une cuillère en or.
I see Leela's born with a mobile. She's born with a mobile.
Et je vois Lila, elle est née avec un téléphone dans sa bouche.
Kids nowadays, they love their mobiles. That's like their favorite toy, isn't it?
Maintenant, les enfants, c'est leur jouet préféré, les téléphones.
Incredible. They can't live without their mobiles.
Ils peuvent plus vivre sans leur
They don't
téléphone.
know what is it. They can't do anything much with it.
Ils peuvent pas
except
faire
put it in
grand-chose
his
avec,
mouth.
mais ils l'ont toujours.
Muchi, 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 muchi,
Mouchi,
muchi,
Mouchi, Lila.
muchi. Hey, muchi. Mobile muchi.
Téléphone, c'est Mouchi.
Mobile muchi.
C'est quoi, vous dites?
Ça veut dire que c'est sale.
Ah, c'est ça.
What to do? What to do? Huh? What are you going to do with that mobile?
Qu'est-ce que tu vas faire avec le téléphone, Lila?
Prier.
Elle se bat.
Prayer.
Elle se bat et elle nous imite. Elle fait ça.
I pray that I can use this mobile one day.
Je prie pour que je
I
puisse
feel
utiliser
so
ce téléphone un
good.
jour.
With my mobile in my hand, as I press the buttons to guide me through the land. What ecstasy my mobile brings.
Quelle extase mon téléphone m'apporte lorsque je
The
touche.
glories of the mobile we all should sing.
Avec le téléphone, nous pourrons tous voir.
Without a mobile, how can you survive?
Sans téléphone, comment est-ce que je peux survivre?
How can you revive?
Comment est-ce que je peux
How should
revivre?
you become alive?
Comment est-ce que je peux devenir en vie?
Oh, my ball crashed and I did dive. Eventually, what can it do for us? What can a mobile do?
Qu'est-ce qu'un téléphone peut faire?
Can it save us? Can it take us back to Godhead?
Est-ce que le téléphone va nous ramener à Krishna?
Maybe it can be used,
Peut-être ça peut être utilisé,
but we can't depend on mobile.
mais on ne peut pas dépendre là-dessus.
Hare Krishna.
Allez Krishna.
Don't pray for the latest iPhone, okay?
Ne priez pas pour le dernier iPhone, s'il vous plaît.
My dear Lord,
Mon cher Seigneur,
please,
s'il te plaît.
please may I have for my birthday the
S'il te
latest
que j'ai à
iPhone.
mon anniversaire le dernier iPhone. Mon Seigneur,
I will never again moan if you give me my
je ne
iPhone.
me plaindrai plus jamais lorsque j'aurai mon téléphone, s'il te plaît.
Hare Krishna.
Allez Krishna.
Where's my mobile, by the way?
Où est mon téléphone?
Oh my God. Did I leave it? Did I lose it?
Est-ce que je l'ai perdu? Ah mon Dieu.
Where's the mobile? What happened to my mobile? Oh my God. God, where's it gone? Huh? Sometimes like that, huh? There we go. Ah, just see. Someone's ringing me. Thank goodness. Now I know where my mobile is. Whew, my life is saved.
Ma vie est sauvée finalement.
No. It's like she knows what we're talking about, doesn't she? Hey, you spark. Yeah, not looking too happy about it. Hey, you gave me this mobile, Granny?
She's trying to bury it.
She's going to bury it now, isn't she?
Elle essaye d'enterrer. Elle a honte. Elle a honte, elle essaye d'enterrer
Hare
le téléphone
Krishna.
maintenant.
Good girl. Hare Krishna. Okay,
Hare
we got to
Krishna.
go. We got a train to catch.
Maharaj doit partir parce qu'il doit prendre le train pour retourner au temple. Il y a la voiture qui attend à la station.
I've
de
got
métro.
some very special paper tissues tonight. If anyone needs a tissue.
Je partage un mouchoir très spécial ce soir. Parce que si quelqu'un en a besoin, je le partage.
With every
au niveau-
tissue, you get a free book, is it? With the tissues, you get a free book, isn't it? You get the donation of the
If you-
tissue.
Oh, ok, donc en fait, il faut juste faire une petite donation pour,
I'll even blow in it if it helps.
pour le mouchoir. Et Maharaj donnera un livre gratuit.
New technique.
Can I?
You want,
Can I? Yeah, I
you want to
wish.
buy a tissue?
Actually, we don't have at home.
No, okay. How much you can give for a tissue?
Where is it from?
Huh?
Where is it from?
I don't know
Maharaj?
where it came
It's
from.
from India.
No, it won't buy. It's French.
It's a French
Oh
one.
my God.
High quality.
But it's recyclable. It's 100% recyclable.
Oh,
You can recycle it.
Whoa.
Yeah, you can recycle it.
Whoa. Okay. So
It's not
I guess I
something
don't know.
special.
Maybe
It
10.
lasts forever. This.
It lasts.
Oh yeah, it's
Is it
recyclable.
reusable, Maharaj? Can
Yeah,
I wash
of course
it?
it is. You can put it in the washroom. It says here, 100% recyclable.
I would like.
Here we go. The first offer for a tissue. There we go. You missed out. Oh my God! You're gonna. Yeah, that's a lot for one
For just
tissue.
this?
That's a real
It's so
big
precious.
donation.
You accept for just?
Hey, here. You've got to have a nice book. Here, that's for you. This is the shower of divine compassion, the collected poems of His Divine Grace.
C'est
A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami with some beautiful pictures inside.
une collection de prières.
Beautiful pictures, paintings, and pictures of Prabhupada. To remind us, you're talking about prayers? These are also a kind of a prayer book of Srila Prabhupada.
C'est un livre de prières de Srila Prabhupada.
Poems, poetic
Ce sont
prayers.
des poèmes.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Anyone else want a tissue?
I do.
Anyone else want a tissue? Here, give us 10 euros for the tissue. Oh, that's a change.
But
The
I
tissue's transformed. That's why I say these are special tissues. They transform themselves. Huh?
Ce sont des mouchoirs spéciaux.
They transform themselves into different kind of paper like this. You know, very
Ils se
special.
transforment en papier. I prefer the blank one.
You prefer the blank one, do you? Okay. Magic tissue. There it is, the magic tissue. There he is. He's going to get it. Oh, he is. Phew. This will make up for all the pennies we got today at the university for the books we distributed. We distributed about 120 books at the university today. Oh my goodness, another tissue going out here. Look at that, my God, wonderful. Wonderful, what can I give you? This one's already booked. It's already booked. Hey, who's going to take this one? You're gunning for that one, but they've already got that one. Oh, no. You'll have to take this one. You'll have to take it. You have to give it away as a gift when you're on your travels. It's a beautiful Bhagavad Gita. It's in English, but you'll find somebody to give it, to share with. I wish we had nice like that in French as well. Beautiful book. Oh my goodness, look at this. The tissues are really transforming. That's it, I'm afraid. We've distributed all the tissues. Our day was complete. Put it on a book score. 3 tissues, okay? Add it to our score. 3 tissues. Oh, wait a minute. I could have given... Hey, maybe you prefer this one. Akshayananda
Akshayananda Prabhu.
You might prefer this
Maharaj.
one. Have you got this book?
Est-ce que vous avez ce livre?
Oui,
Quelle est la difficulté?
They've got it already. Okay. What is the
J'en ai
difficulty?
2.
They have it in Russian, or they have it in Russian
J'ai
too.
acheté 2.
Est-ce qu'il y a la version en
Yeah,
russe?
beautiful
Oui,
book.
oui, j'ai 2.
Akshayananda Prabhu has 2 in Russian because he loves.
Yeah,
He loves
it's so good.
Au cas où si je perds un, je vais garder
Pardon?
l'autre.
Has 2 of them, one
He
One
thought
for each eye.
he
Wow.
loved it so much. He said, "In case I lose one, I will have a
Have
second
another
one."
one,
So he
yeah.
has
It's
2
just
at
such a
home.
nice meditation. Srutakirti is so expert at bringing us right there with
Srutakirti, il est
Prabhupada, you
expert
know.
pour nous absorber, pour nous
So
amener
good.
dans les.
I'll tell you why,
Instant.
because he doesn't put himself in the center.
Parce qu'il se met pas au centre.
He's not trying to show off.
Il
He's
n'essaye
just
pas
trying
de
to
montrer quelque
show off
chose.
Prabhupada.
Il met tout sur
Trying to
toute
show
l'attention
himself.
sur
He's trying to show
Prabhupada.
Prabhupada. He's so good.
Il est tellement bon pour
I
cela.
think of all the biographies, this is
Ce sont les meilleures histoires.
great. Hare Krishna. Well, thank you all very much. Oh, we have this last little special plastic bag. Who wants this special bag?
no cash.
There, Rasikananda's taken the special bag. There he goes. Wow. Fantastic. Yes, you can. Hare Krishna, thank you so much. I think this will really keep you always in the presence of Prabhupada when you read this. You'll feel his presence always. Hare Krishna, thank you. Thank you all very much.
You have other? What is the difficulty, Maharaj?
Huh?
There are others. What is the difficulty? You have other edition?
No, he's only done one. I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, he's just an ocean of pastimes.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I was saying.
Oh, more copies. Yeah, I have more copies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, I may have one in Rohini's house, I'm not sure.
In Rohini's house.
I think so.
Okay.
I think I've got 1 or 2 there.
Okay.
Yeah, if you want one, I can give you one on Sunday.
Yes, absolutely.
Whenever
Yeah.
we see
Thank
you.
Maharaj.
On the street. I'll bring it to the street.
Okay.
We're on the street, on our feet, on the beat, with people to meet, to give them a treat before we eat. Very sweet. Here we go. A nice sweet with no sugar in it. So beautiful how you make your sweets here. They're so nice, aren't they? I mean, this is how they should be presented on the street, when we give people sweets or cookies. They should look good.
For ice, when you put on the
Pardon?
they sell these things for shaping ice.
Ice?
They use
The ice box, the boxes, ice cubes,
shape
ice cubes.
Yes.
First,
This is
very, very nice. It's very good. Who made it? Your wife made it? Your wife made it too, David. Anyway, thank the ladies so much for making such beautiful sweets here. Please come and
est-ce que vous
honor
voulez
a
un
sweet.
ladou
Oui,
c'est
Come.
au sirop de date. Il n'y a pas de sucre dedans.
Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. The mobile has now been transformed into a Bhagavad Gita. She's not eating yet, is she? She's not eating big things like this, is she? One for you, that's for you. One for Granny. Ah. One for you, and one for your better half. Are there anyone else at home?
The little one.
Yeah, but she took one already. There you go.
Haribo?
Haribo.